Right. So I just told him to take me home. I had him drive me all the way back to my mom's house. Right. And when I got to my mom's house and I told them what he tried to do to me, they act like it wasn't shit. They literally act like it wasn't nothing. Cause I knew that's how I knew they were setting me up. This is how I knew this shit. I knew this shit from when I was a kid, how they was trying to set me up. They wanted me to be raped. They wanted me to be fondled by older men. They wanted me to be taken advantage of because they had issues with their own selves. So when I got home to my mom and I told them what like my mom and my sisters what happened, they didn't even seem so fucking surprised. I'm there crying, bawling my fucking eyes out because nobody ever tried to do that shit to me. Remember, I'm still fucking young at this time. I don't remember being SA'd until I was like 8 or 9, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Right? So when that shit happened to me, it took me like to a place that I didn't even want to be at. And then I end up calling my cousin and telling her what happened. And when he got home, he lied to her and told her, oh, that she's lying and all sorts of shit. Like, and that nigga, he's dead now. Like, he been dead for a while. But here's the thing, my auntie was sleeping with her husband. The whole family knew it. Everybody knew it. She even knew it. Her daughter knew it. But the thing was, her daughter was so heavy in depression because she was doing the same thing. Doing the same shit that she was trying to do to me to her daughter already. My cousin died of a broken heart and depression. That's how she died. Because her mother was envious and jealous of her, and her mother had to have her fucking way. This is why I tell you about narcissism and not knowing your worth and not knowing your self-confidence and your self-worth. And when you see people that's confident and self-worthy of themselves and know themselves and love themselves and care for themselves, you always seem to find a reason to break them down and make them feel less than what they are. And that's the thing. So my aunt did that same shit she was trying to do to me to my cousin, and my cousin died of a broken heart because her husband was a fucking rapist, a pedophile, and she couldn't do nothing about it. She ended up divorcing him, I think, or try to get divorced from him, something of the sort, right? And after that, she died. She got sick. She had to go in surgery or something, they said, and she died on the table. Like, she didn't even... I was happy that she left, that she wasn't in any more pain. And still to this day, when I think about it, I was like, I had a short period of time to be with my cousin. And it hurt me so bad because I knew who she was, and I knew her gentle soul. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just, I need to tell y'all this, right? This is how I know who I am. This is how I know how many times the enemy has tried to attack me, and through my own family, they try to attack me. You understand? So don't ever feel like your family is against you. It's not them. It's the energy. It's their energetic signature. It's their energetic presence. It's the darkness within them. Okay? It's that lack of self-love, lack of self-awareness, lack of anything good in them. Okay? So after that happened to me, it was like I started to get into a state where, I didn't really trust nobody. Because I knew the people that I trust was against me. And when I turned 16, I actually left my mom's house. And this is how I got involved with this person. But I believe it was a setup from Jump Street. I don't believe that he just came into my life by chance. Like, I believe it was all a setup, a ploy. And once they noticed that he was interested in me, they decided to tell him to do certain things to me because they wanted me to stay in a fucking never-ending cycle of depression so I could end my life. I know my aunt has documentation from my grandparents, and my grandparents, them leaving me money in a will and an inheritance and a house. Like, I heard several properties one time when I did my own reading. Several properties, businesses and stuff like that, of that sort. And they took the money. So what they did was they forged my signature. They took the money. They sold whatever company, whatever business it was, and they have the money. They took the money, they divided amongst everybody in my family but me, and they watched me have my kids and struggle. They watched me be abused by this man. They didn't care to help me out. They didn't ask me if I needed a place to stay that was safe. They didn't care. They didn't care. All right? So when y'all see me give these inspirational stories and give these lessons and making y'all aware of things, I'm actually doing it from a space of fucking knowing. I know. So don't ever feel like you don't have nobody that understand your story and don't understand what you've been through. I know firsthand. Okay? And no, don't sympathize with me. This is not a sympathy thing. It's just, it still brings tears to my eyes because I feel like, your family is supposed to be your backbone. They're supposed to be your support system. They're supposed to be the ones that you run to in time of need, where there's no judgment placed on you, where you can get all the support and all the love and all the care you need. But I never had that. From when I was young, I never had that in my family. So when I left, I just thought it was better than me going back home. So I stayed with my abusive boyfriend at the time, and then ended up marrying. Like, I stayed with him because I didn't have any other place to go. I would be literally out on the street. Probably sold my body for a place to live if I would have had left. Right? And then I got pregnant, which I think my pregnancy was by way of spell work, because both of my kids are ill. And when you know, that's for somebody that know that when you do spell work over someone to have babies by them, the babies come out with some type of illness. They just do. Illness don't just happen out of the blue. Spell work has to be cast on someone or by someone, right? And then you have sick children, all right? And depending on your bloodline, it kind of coincides with whatever is in your bloodline as a trait or a sickness, right? So I have 2 sick kids, which furthers my my inability to get away the way I would like to, due to the fact that every time I want to leave, my children get sick. So it's like a never-ending thing. It's like never-ending. But I know I'm going to survive this, and my kids are going to be in a safe environment, away from these people that they really don't know who these people are. But I keep telling them just to keep their guards up and try to protect them the best way I can at the moment, and protect myself as well. And I'm just telling you guys this just to make you aware, because a lot of people think I'm just coming over here and I'm just doing this shit for show. And the people in my family know exactly what happened. You know what I'm saying? They the ones that did it. They know exactly what happened. My abusers know what happened. They know that I'm speaking the truth, and they're trying to make it seem like I'm crazy, like something's wrong with me. But y'all all know the truth, and it goes up. It goes up in the ranks. Like, it's higher people above all of us little people that have something to do with this shit. But guess what? Towers are crumbling as I'm speaking, so it doesn't really matter, and I'm gonna get my justice. And I'm praying for everybody else that been through some traumatic events in their life, in their childhood, and their adulthood, that is still affecting them now, whether they be in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. I pray for your healing, okay? Just for y'all. I pray just for y'all healing, so that y'all can grow and learn to be better people, and to not lash out on others because of the traumatic events that you have went through. I still chose to be nice to my family. I still chose to try to be there for my family, regardless of what it is. They call me every time when they don't have any money, and I give it to them. Knowing that they stole from me, I would still give to them. That's how God knows that I'm different than everybody else, and that's how I realize, me too, that I'm different. That I know that I'm different, because even after all that pain I suffered from my family, I would still help them. But not anymore. But this your girl, and I hope that brought some clarity, some truth, and some blessings to you.